And
Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is me again, and it is time to lean in, bitch, for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm here with Danny in his lovely blue, looking like he about to go to the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 4. It's a new part of Potomac, of the reunion part 4, and Danny is featuring in it. He didn't want to tell y'all to now. But yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday, 2 days close to the goddamn weekend. And so, like I said, we're going to talk about New Jersey, episode 5, titled Driving Miss Crazy. If you're watching right now, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As I always say, if you do that, you're really helping us. I do notice that we are in the algorithm. You can literally Google some of these shows and we pop up. So that to me is like everything.
We made it.
We made it. We out here. I don't know which show is the reason, but all I know is we out there. So for those thus far who have subscribed and or are liking the videos, that's all we ask. We ask for no damn money. Just like the video. That's it. Keep us an algorithm, keep us afloat, and help us grow. The lean fam, because we're only growing from here. If you're wondering where Sammy and Jamie are, they ain't fired. They ain't on pause. They just had some personal matters to take care of, so they won't be here tonight. So you got me and Danny, which is we better anyway. So I'm not saying. I'm just talking. We love our
serious,
and we. Oh, you said.
I'm just serious.
We love our Sammy and we love our Jamie, our Texas kings. All right, so let's get into this episode. This episode, as I said, is titled "Driving Miss Crazy." And if you're in the chat, let us know you're in the chat. By the way, if you're part of the replay crew, let us know you're watching. We love to see comments, whether it's live or after the show. Give us your thoughts as well. Episode 5. So Danielle, and like I said, I am just really growing so fond of Danielle. Like, I don't know, I just like her energy. Wait a minute. Sammy said, let me take my life back. No, Sammy, no. Give it back.
And Chase time I speak for yourself.
Right. What's going on, Chase? Make sure y'all go and watch. I haven't watched the episode, so I haven't watched the review. But Chase, Sammy, and Asia did a review for episode 1 of the Queens of R&B.
It was so good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was. I haven't watched it because I haven't watched the episode yet. But I know it's good because first of all, look who's on the panel.
Right.
Chase, Sammy, and Asia. That's a whole fool within itself. So go check that out too if you watch the episode. But back to Jersey, Danielle. I'm really growing to like her a lot. I feel like she's just herself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just seeing it more and more. But hopefully it stays that way. These newbies, they will do shit and they will turn you away. But thus far in episode 5, going into 6, I do still like Danielle. So she's planning a birthday party for her daughter, a 5th birthday party for Valentina. Very cute. And so they are in her backyard trying to, get her little interest together. I guess she's gonna go like a little cheer moment. It's a Barbie birthday party, and her daughter has several boyfriends. I'm like, all right, girl, I'm trying to be like her. She has several boyfriends, but in this whole thing, she talks about who she's going to invite. She's inviting Rachel. She's inviting Jen and Teresa. She didn't mention any of the other girls. I'm assuming because they don't have younger kids. That would actually make sense to be at this 5-year-old party. So I understood that. But she mentions that Jen Fessler is having a party. And that's going to be later on. But she just hopes that Jen and Rachel can settle their issues there and any issues there because she doesn't want it to go into her birthday party. So any thoughts on that, with Danielle? Nothing really there, to be honest. We'll talk about the party more then. But I think her daughter's so cute.
No, yeah,
very Jersey.
I really like her a lot. She doesn't feel forced. It's very refreshing to see her scenes. Somebody new, some people we haven't seen before. Versus, as we're going to talk about later, the same drama, same people arguing over and I'm just happy. So Danielle is very refreshing to me.
Do you think so? Chase said Danielle is what Teresa was before her family joined. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I do.
That's an interesting comment. Okay. What's going on, Melanie and Kevin? And such a harsh reality. Now, harsh reality, you used to just be harsh reality. Now it's such a harsh reality. That's a lot of emphasis on that. That means it must be crazy and harsh, okay? But shout out to harsh reality in the comments, everybody that's watching right now. Okay, so we'll get to the party later. We get a small scene of Rachel and her family, and Rachel is just taken aback that Jen called her an idiot. Okay, she does not like that. She with her family, and her grandmother confuses, I guess, whatever word she thought she said. It's so funny because it's like as even as we have our parents, we're grown, right? But there are certain things we just can't say. Like I still can't really say lie in front of my grandmother. I mean, I just said it today,
It's like
but
a cuss word.
they look at you like, boy, what you say? But I think grandmother thought she said something else, I guess, but it wasn't what she said. So neither here nor there. But yeah, she tells her family that that Jen made the comment about her nose. Her mom is like, how could someone do something like that? I'm like, girl, it's just a nose. You need to be telling her, how could she get this nose job like that? Rather than why could she make the comment about the nose? And Rachel just basically feels like Jen is a horrible person. It seems like she's gonna go on this campaign against Jen. And then we have another person that is against Jen. And although Jen is like, with me, I just kind of get tired of people going after the same people. To me, to be honest, it gets old. But you tell me what you think.
No, it definitely gets old, and I just don't understand. Like, they said they were going to work on. I just don't get what she's accomplishing by always wanting to talk about Marge or Dolores to other people. I don't understand.
We're gonna talk about that because I wanna kind of get into that too when we get to that conversation. Let's just get through these little small scenes. So that was Rachel. Melissa and Antonia are driving. Antonia I guess she can drive, but she can't park. She can't pull into a driveway. Right. But I guess this whole scene is Melissa trying to tell Antonia, listen, if you get brothers, you get family, don't do them like Teresa doing Joe. Always look after family because family is forever. That's my Jersey voice. I try to be as Jersey as possible. Forever.
So much for not getting the kids involved.
Right. Basically, don't and Antonia was like, we don't get involved. We don't really get involved in that. I feel like, to me, these are slight digs at Teresa's kids. I know deep down she feels like they are very involved, maybe too much involved in it. But I mean,
they're older too.
They are older, and they've seen a lot. They've witnessed a lot, and they kind of have their own opinion. Her kids are very much so younger, especially like our kids are. So Gia is a damn adult. So it's just like at this rate, yeah, she's Teresa's child. She still has her own mind, but that's what this scene essentially was about. Was for Melissa to emphasize to never do your brother wrong. Families forever, and don't get involved in anything that Teresa and Joe have going on. That's what it was. Did you have any thoughts?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not a
one. All right. We'll keep that too, child. All right. So another scene with the family. Teresa, Melania, and Gia go bridal gown shopping. We see all these damn crowns. We know what Teresa's actual wedding Marge dress, hair, whatever it looks like anyway. But we see these damn, crowns and tiaras and shit. But she gets emotional about her parents. And then she talks to her kids, asking if Melissa has talked to them. They mentioned the conversation that she had with them at the housewarming last week, and basically restating that they hadn't spoken to Melissa in a while, before then, or even Joe. Gia feels like, and you tell me you think this is true, she feels like everything was good before Louis. It's basically saying that, so I get what she's saying, but what she probably didn't realize, she also kind of putting the blame on Louis, and I don't think that's necessarily fair. I don't think she was trying to, but I look at it as two ways. She's saying that when he came about, they just kind of, for whatever reason, started to make things difficult for Teresa or for Louis. But in other ways, it could be taken as, he's causing all these issues, which I don't really agree with either, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you tell me what you think.
I think Joe, when Louis came around, Teresa stopped needing him as much, and I think he doesn't feel as needed.
Okay.
I think enjoyed being there for her. I think it was also like a safety net. I'm good. I'm good with my sister. I'm gonna be on the show forever. You know, so I think it's a couple of things, but I definitely do agree. They weren't. I mean, I don't agree fully with Gia because they weren't great.
Yeah.
They've always had friction and issues. It just wasn't anything that like this.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the Louis thing to me, it's just Teresa's not going to let anybody out, whether you're blood or not. You're not going to mess up my happiness. Bottom line.
Yeah, it's true. You're not gonna pop her love bubble.
Yeah.
Is what you know.
So sick of that.
That's what she said. So.
So sick of the word bubble.
But to close out that little scene, Melania says, if Joe doesn't come to the wedding, it's a wrap. It's done. Now, we know that Joe and Melissa both don't go to the wedding at all. We know that. So I'm curious to see. I mean, we know that, you know, Teresa says that she's not going to film with them and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how going forward things are going to be, but we know what happens. But hearing Melania say that, I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Okay, well, girl, you don't, obviously you didn't know then, but he ain't coming, baby. So get ready to be done, which, you know, it's fine. All right. So the first major big scene was Melissa and Jen, and this was a long time coming, just because they really have never really had a relationship, really ever. I mean, just last year they was fighting essentially. You know, I don't know who's about to win, but it looked like they was literally about to go to blows last year, and they showed the flashbacks to them too. So when they get together, they talk about after they order the same drinks and the same damn food. You know, Jen takes everything that Melissa wants. Okay, whatever. And they talk about their relationship. And Jen says that she never not liked Melissa. Do you think that's true? Do you feel like because she says that, like, it's not that I never liked you. I feel she basically doubled down on what she said, how she felt that she wasn't going to have any kids. And I basically, like, Melissa, you took it that way, but I never not liked you. Do you agree with that? Or you feel like she
didn't like her? You can't, there's no way I'm going to be having all those things, nasty things to say. Melissa didn't like her and she didn't like Melissa. There's no way you go say deep things like that said to each other without disliking each other.
True. And you know, this is one instance of Jen's a bit of lies and delusion in this episode. They talk about Bill. She talks about how everything is fine. The issues they're having is with the kids, not with the infidelity. Jen basically, you know, starts to talk to Melissa about, you know, why she called Jen Fessler. She says that, again, she called Jen Fessler to talk about the therapy, and she also called to just tell her about her history, tell her about the history between them two, how they got to where they are, and blah blah blah. And Melissa says that, well, you know, honestly, Marge doesn't really give you a pass like she gives everybody else. That's why things are harder for you. So Jen basically goes, she kind of does the same thing. We didn't get the scenes with her and Jen and her and Rachel. But at this rate, I'm just going to say Jennifer Aiden, is clearly going around having these conversations about Marge. And it's so annoying because I don't understand why. Like,
as of now,
she's having it with people that clearly have loyalty to Marge. So
she's doing it on purpose. She's doing it on purpose. Jennifer is fabricating drama on purpose. She's continuing. She's doing the drama on purpose. It's quite annoying. Anything that Marge gives her from this season on, Jen deserves it.
I just wish she wouldn't do that. I feel like
it's not natural, and it's fabricated. It's being fabricated, and she's doing it, forcing it. You know, drama.
Well, she's not even fabricating. She's not lying.
But she's fabricating like a beef now. Like, you know, she knows what. Talking about that over and over. Marge already just told her at the Mutza party thing, no need to keep doing it. And what does Jen do? Immediately after leaving there, calls two people and sits down to have lunch with one to talk about her.
But I know Jen is not this damn dumb. I know she got to be doing it on purpose because
it is on purpose.
Here's the thing: like, there's nothing. There was an instance in my life one time. It was small, but I had somebody. I had my best friend and I had a friend. This friend decided to try to tell my best friend something about me, as if it was not gonna get back to me. Like that's what this is to me. It's just like this person. I'm just gonna say,
And
I'm just
I
like,
want to like Jen, but I really want to like her. I do. I liked her last season, but this season, let the drama come naturally. Don't force it and create it. You sit in there say you're not trying to tell nobody not to be, dissuade nobody from being Marge's friend, but you just sat there and told Melissa, watch your back with her.
yeah.
Like, it's, I feel like you making up with Marge was phony. I would have respected more if you were doing all this and you and Marge didn't make up.
Because it's just like she started out the season. She started out the season against Dolores, right? I can't remember. It's only been 5 episodes. How did her and Marge get back to this place? What happened? What can somebody refer? You refresh
She
me?
started talking to one of them. She started talking to
The talking to the friend. That's what it was. Talking to the
Mm-hmm.
friend. But you know what? There's something else we're gonna talk about later on that makes me feel like, okay, you know what? I see what's happening. We'll get to that. I'll wait. But in this scene, still, she's talking to Melissa, and what she says was like, "Well, girl, listen, you gotta watch Marge because Marge even said you need to leave Joe and go be with a basketball player." And Melissa's like, "Huh?" So then Melissa, she thinks back to a time that her and Joe were having issues. And what Marge basically did was kind of what most friends do, like F that nigga, he ain't this, and like she wasn't saying to leave him, but in other words, if he ain't treating you right, if he ain't doing well by you, then get out of there, or do what you gotta do. That's what it sounds like by what Melissa said, which I understand. But somehow Jen got all of this, leave him, leave your husband, leave Joe, go be with a basketball player, go do all these things or whatever, right? And yeah, so Melissa kind of goes back and was like, no, that's not what happened. But again, Jen tells Melissa, like, listen, just watch her. She has you need to watch her. She has a pattern of falling out with this friend, this friend, this friend. And so, girl, don't be surprised.
And again, Jen is not lying. That's the thing. Jen is not lying, but
yeah, she's
there's
not lying.
no purpose for this other than to start a beef. You don't really want to be Marge's friend anymore. And I can't stand Marge. I think Marge is one of the most disgusting things on the show. I hate that woman. I hate her.
Well, I do. These days, I don't know how to judge Marge. I used to like Marge a lot more. Now these days, I don't know. But
I just like Marge. Her.
I don't think she's doing anything wrong this season, though. To be honest, she's not really
She don't have to. She's being smart right now because Jen is starting all the drama so that when she does strike back, she can say she was provoked. But really, her and Jennifer Aiden are really the same person in a lot of ways.
This is true. Mache said, "Why is Marge so upset that Marge at what she's doing, what she was doing for years?" Okay, yeah, I agree. She has. I mean, I agree. In a sense, I can't even say no on that comment.
In a sense, yeah, but I guess, if we go by that theory, then neither one of them were ever sincere in making up. So it was both of them were fake and phony.
I'm just tired of these same recycled storylines.
Me too.
It's just like seeing, Kim and it's like seeing Kenya and Nene argue again, or it's just like what?
I can't do it.
I'm sad.
What you say? I can't do it.
I can't. All right, but let's get into the actual Jen Fessler's event because a couple things happened there. I broke it down into 2 parts. So at the beginning of the event, Marge arrives and Marge had to have surgery. Apparently, it was serious. Her wrist or arm, whatever, was definitely serious. Child, so kudos to her. Jen Fessler says that she definitely invited Jen. She said that things got off on a weird. She did call him to talk mess, but she didn't sleep with her boyfriend. So she was like, "Well, go out now. I'm gonna invite her." Cool. Melissa tells them what Jen said. Basically gives Marge to notice that she definitely spoke to Jen. Of course, Melissa's gonna tell. What else she got to do? Melissa tell everything. If she gonna tell her sister-in-law of telling her not to talk about it, of course she gonna tell Marge, right?
But Jen knew that,
right? And it's right. She knew that. You have to know that she was gonna do that. She tells her Marge is upset, and she said that basically. She explains herself by saying, listen, even if I was around when Bill was cheating on her, or as she said, sticking his dick in somebody else, i.e. what Jackie said last year, I would have told Jen the same thing. Like, get the fuck out of there and leave him. Take his money. Do all these things. Which when she said that, I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what I got from it. Like, I mean, that's what any friend would tell you if you're going through something like that, right? So as they're sitting down before Jen gets there, they kind of start talking about Danielle and they're talking about her event. And Marge must have come in and says, well, she's cool, but she's not like her Instagram. So on her Instagram, they showed some clips last week and this week. I guess she's like very energetic, has a lot of energy, and just like a whole real TikTok star on Instagram, whatever, right? Or a viral queen, as they like to call them.
Yeah.
And so they talk about the relationship with her brother. Melissa is just like, I wonder, is that the reason why her brother not close? I'm like, Melissa, she just told your ass everything. She just told your ass why she was not, close with her brother. I mean, yeah, it's a little cloudy, and clearly it's a little cloudy to everybody else too, but she gave you the answer. I don't even know where that comment came from. Maybe Melissa forgot that she talked to the damn girl in a one-on-one scene in her house. I don't know. And so Jackie arrives. Danielle arrives. Jackie arrives, and Jackie, she kind of wants to sit in this area, but she can't sit there because it's by Danielle and it's in the sun. And Danielle is relieved because she don't want to sit by her. They still got that little beef. I thought that was cute. But Jackie ends up sitting on the other side of the table. She sits down. And they asked Danielle about her brother. She explains, she talks about the Instagram. She basically says again that she posted on Instagram. He didn't like what she posted, and she said something back to him, and she was at the wedding. But all the women are kind of confused. All the girls are kind of like, huh? Because I mean, even last week, we talked about it last week. I was kind of confused. It sounds like there's more, and
there's definitely more to it.
There's definitely more. Even Dolores was like, okay, I guess it's the trend to fall out with your family over Instagram. Because in that case, I wouldn't have family either. Well, actually, my family don't follow me on Instagram. They follow me on Facebook. So, Instagram is too much for them. But Facebook, they can have it. Melissa asks all the girls about their relationship with Jen. Dolores says she doesn't know. Rachel says that she's upset still about being called an idiot. I'm like, okay, girl, I'm sure you've been called worse. And Marge is also upset still that she's going around talking to people, specifically Melissa lately. And yeah, give me your thoughts on that whole little part, if you had anything.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, it's, when it's just two of us, it's a little hard because you kind of said everything and I share your view on that. Like what you just said.
We can't, I mean, to be honest, like, Danielle's situation, we talked about that.
Yeah.
It's good to see that they're a little bit confused about it. And I hope that, because I'm sure she'll talk about it more. I hope that she explains more at the reunion.
I hope he pops up.
Yeah, Chad, call Kenya more. She'll bring him.
She'll bring it, brother. With some cookies.
And then, as far as like Melissa asking all the girls about her relationship with Jen, their relationship with Jen, I was like, clearly, where they stand. I mean, I don't know why she asked it. But nonetheless, Jen Fessler, what you feel about Jen Fessler now? How you feel about her now in this moment?
I mean, I kind of I kind of like the fact that she's trying to get everybody on her own and not form any, preconceived notions or be biased at all. But there's something about her that's just, and for me, it's probably that she's friends with Marge. I just think for me, it's just association.
Okay. Well, where things go left is when Jen arrives. When she arrives, I mean, it don't take but seconds, to be honest, because I think Jackie or somebody made a joke about, so they talk about Jen Fessler and like what she has, right? And somebody makes a joke about her being just like or similar to Jennifer Aiden. And Jennifer Aiden is like, no, that's not the case. I'm not necessarily like that. Marge is kind of poking at her about it. And so Jen talks about how people receive things based off of whether they're liked or not. And Marge says that's not the case. Just like you tried to change my friend's opinion. And Jen explains, Jen's like, I wasn't trying to change her opinion. I was just giving her the history. That seems to be Jen's word this season, is the history. I don't know what kind of history, if this is like, economics, or if this is world geography, world history, but she wants to clearly fill everybody in on what.
And nobody asked
Let's go back and watch the episodes. Okay.
But who asked her for the history? It'd be one thing if Rachel
exactly.
or Jen asked her. I mean, even Melissa was there. She don't need the facts of the case. She was there.
Hello. I mean, that would be it would be okay to me. I wish if she just, because I mean, like I see Chase saying that yes, Marge has done that, but in this case, it's just like what she's talking about is I will say when Marge is talking about these things to people, it's pretty relevant to what is going on in the moment. And that's just me. I mean, unless I'm missing something, but
no, you're right. And I do agree with Chase's comment there. Yeah, Marge did it to Teresa immediately after talking to her, but that still don't have nothing to do with the fact that Marge hasn't done anything to Jen yet this season for Jen to be doing all this. It's two different things.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. But I don't know where I'm at, child. Oh yeah, so I had to figure out why I was in the thing. So they kind of get into a screaming match, right? And Marge is like, well, you know what? The only person you're really friends with here is Teresa, and Danielle is like, no, I like Jen. She's cool, and so she says to her that I don't. Basically, she kind of comes to Jen's defense and said she didn't see any issue with her calling her to talk about that. And Marge is like, well, that's not what I do. And Jen was like, well, that's because you don't do it. I mean, it's not right. They kind of go back and forth, and they go to trash talking to each other. And child, before you know it,
Fessler.
Marge gets upset. No, Marge gets upset. Marge is like, you think she'll love me more than she loves you?
That was weird.
That was very weird. It was like, it was very weird, actually. No, I don't think Jen's intention was ever to love Jen Fessler, actually. Like, I don't know where that came from.
Marge said that, I really wish Jennifer had went into attack mode on her.
Yeah, I was like, okay, she's a little insecure here with this. Maybe Jen Fessler's like her friend for real. I don't know. But they get into a screaming match. Jen tells her, you don't tell me what to do. She tells her, I have a family, which is something you'll never have. Marge gets upset and says, I have a good marriage, you stupid bitch. It was crazy. I really wish Jamie was here to do the accent because it would be perfect. But Marge is really upset. I will say Marge was pissed. Most times in these arguments, Marge is like, it's like the opposite. Jen is like heated, and Marge is like sitting back, eating her food with her little lips and just talking and talking shit. But in this moment, Marge was upset. She was pissed.
So you know how I dislike Marge, and even though I've been annoyed with Jen like the first couple episodes of the season up until the beginning, when I got to this point, I started doing like this. Yes, Jen, get Marge going.
She got her going. I
got her going while Jen is calm, smiling, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
It was so calm. I think at this point, it's like they've argued so much. I mean, what could she possibly say? Now, what I will say is these two women are retarded, and I'm using the word retarded on purpose because they both are arguing about how the other one is jealous of the other's lives and how much of a great relationship neither one of them have a perfect relationship. Let's just be clear. We all know what Marge, hello, you may be married now, but we know what happened. Hello. And Jen, we know what happened. So I don't understand why they are trying to put on the front as if we didn't just watch seasons 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 to see what the hell y'all really been talking about, what y'all been doing in y'all marriages. But neither here nor there. Jen gets upset, and Jen Fessler gets upset, and she's just like, this is not Teresa's house. I have neighbors. And I was not expecting Teresa to clap back. Teresa clapped back and said, I have 6 acres. How much do you have? And I said, ooh.
Because Fessler was
feeling. I was like, yeah.
Because Uncle Fessler was feeling herself.
I was hollering. I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting Teresa to come back that quick. So I mean, she ain't that damn slow. As she comes off, she still got it in her because that was quick.
Teresa's quick on her feet when she her attack mode and defense mode. She's quick on her feet now.
But in that moment, she was so. I think when she is like in like a crazy argument, I don't think she can keep up. But in this moment, it just kind of came her way. But it was also something she can easily come back to and say like, "Girl, yeah, I got 6 acres. How many you got?" I loved it. And Jen Fessler was like, "I don't have that many." Yeah, girls, we at your little cottage. You got neighbors next door. Hush. Not Uncle Fessler. I'm weak.
That's all I get. They want to hear.
But I love that. And so Marge calls Jen disheveling drug addict. I was like, well, damn, that's a little pointy. I hope she don't get a lawsuit for that, to be honest. Marge tries to leave, but Jen Fessler or Uncle Fessler stops her and is just like, no, you're not leaving. But actually, Jen, you need to leave. And Teresa's like, I'm out too. And I'm like, well, damn, why don't you keep kicking this girl out? Like,
yeah,
I didn't really like that either. But
I was glad Teresa left too.
Huh?
I was glad Teresa left with her too.
Teresa does have her back. I will say.
Teresa is loyal. Teresa really is the friend that she expects other people to be to her. She really is.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say I like, I may not be the biggest fan of Jen, but I do like that she rides for Jen, and I hope Jen never messes that up because I do think she has her back regardless. And I mean, to be honest, whereas these other girls have, it's like 4 or 5 of them, right? The fact that Jen has Teresa, I think she has like a lot of leverage having her as a friend, just because she is an OG, So yeah, I liked it. I live for that. They left out. They were talking and they had their little moment, but I'm glad they left out together. And eventually, they all got kicked out of her little cottage, child. They didn't get to eat her little chicken and waffles. But I just don't know who the hell Jennifer Fessler thinks she is. Like, girl, this is the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like, you couldn't possibly think that you were on. I don't even know what show.
And none, because they all act like that. So
right. I mean, if you got neighbors, girl, you should have told your neighbors I'm having a little party. May get a little loud, but you should have had it inside.
It's daylight out, so I can
take y'all ass inside, come out of this damn small ass backyard, and go in the house. I'm just saying, if it's too crazy.
A box of taquitos from the rolled up little tacos from Sam's or Costco and put them in the oven, child. Talking about some southern food, girl. Bye.
She said chicken and waffles. I didn't see no. She said chicken and waffles.
I know she did. Well, I guess Jen and Teresa didn't want to go to Fessler's house to eat chicken with them.
I'm a weak. I think it was a little watermelon child. All right. So that's what happens at the event. Like I said, everybody leaves, but Teresa and Jen leave out together. So we have Danielle's daughter. So Valentina's birthday party is the actual event. Only people invited were obviously Rachel, Teresa, and Jennifer Aiden. Not the other ladies, which we discussed why. And so Danielle is just hoping that, they don't get into the argument. Her and Rachel get together at the beginning of the event and they talk about what happened at Jen Fester's event. And she just really hates the low blows. She doesn't really like the digs at the family. She likes them both, but she doesn't like that they were coming at each other, in that way. Rachel expresses that she is open to talking to Jen. She's still upset that she was called an idiot. I'm just like, girl, get the fuck over it. Oh my gosh.
Buckle up, because
you'll be surprised at what I've been called. And girl, an idiot.
No, buckle up. It ain't gonna get no better.
It ain't getting no better. An idiot, girl. Maybe you are an idiot at this rate because you're acting like one.
If you can't take that, don't argue with hating. She's gonna come for you.
I just wish I wish Jen would have said more, because if she would have said more, what the hell would Rachel have said? Rachel would have been.
And I also, I have to put blame everywhere too. That I feel it goes, because even though we sit here, you and I are saying we don't understand what Jennifer is doing by talking to all these people about such and such or whatever. Rachel, you got to own your part in that too. You didn't have to listen. You really could have stopped at the minute she started and said, hey, I'm not getting involved in all that. That's when y'all, she didn't do this. So she
sat there and said,
she's culpable to me too. So
yeah, Rachel, she eyed to me.
Danielle would have stopped her.
I do think Danielle would have been like, no, we're not doing that, because that's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So the loyalty that Rachel is trying to show that she has for Dolores, or in this case, it's really more so for Frank. Girl, you listen.
Yeah. So
if somebody tell me that you said something about me, I'm going to say, well, what did you say?
Yeah, because Fessler, Rachel, and Melissa all sat there and listened to her, so they just as guilty to me.
That's very true. But it'll never be seen that way. Not on this cast. Now, if it was Atlanta, if it was like if they had been Nene, that would she be like, or if
Teresa said, so what'd you say? Just, and what'd you say? Teresa would have checked it.
Right. The real women, not the little fake ones. So Jen actually arrives to the party, and her and Rachel are friendly. They talk about yesterday, the day before, which is the event at Jen Fessler's house, and they decide to have a conversation. Jen explains once again that she was just giving history. Jen says she is the historian for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she is the person responsible to give the history to everybody on the cast, new and old. That's what Jennifer Aiden says, right? But she says she was definitely not talking shit. And so Rachel just says, listen, I would prefer not to be a part of any conversation.
Should have said that first time.
Right. That's what she should have said, but she didn't. And so they show like they kind of come to a point where they're gonna be okay. Jen says that she is going to, watch out for Rachel. I definitely would, just because clearly she, already aligns herself with some of the other girls, and Jen just needs to stop. She shouldn't be talking to. Why even be? Why? My thing is, I mean, I get they newbies, but damn, like Rachel is the wrong one. Danielle doesn't seem to be easily influenced. Danielle, not Daniel. But Rachel, to be honest, I feel like she can be easily swayed, regardless of her trying to act like she is, and I feel like she will be or could be. But they show the party. The party is cute. Everything looks nice. And Jen stops Louis and just tells Louis everything that Marge said and how Marge is being so mean. Rachel and Danielle comes up, and basically Jen and Teresa tell Rachel and Danielle to not trust Marge, and they warn them like, listen, we have had these issues with her. I need to watch her. Teresa says that she made up for her just to keep the peace, but she still has an eye out on her. She doesn't really trust her.
And she's smart. And she's smart not to, based on what Marge did the minute she left her house and went to Melissa.
Oh yeah, no. To be honest, I don't blame Teresa for not trusting Marge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially this year, like all the stuff Marge did last year and how she was doing all that. No, you can make peace, you can be cordial, but you keep your eye. You gotta protect yourself. You should never let a person get you twice. And I don't think Teresa will ever let Marge get her twice. That's why she's keeping her like that. Now Jen, on the other hand, I feel like she will let her get it before she will. But Teresa's, I don't.
If Melissa wasn't in the picture, Teresa and Marge could be friends.
Well, of course, I agree. I definitely agree. And that was the end of the episode. I mean, the episode itself, to be honest, I feel like I was watching when they went to
season. This episode could have, with the exception of seeing the new girls, it's like watching the last season and season before all over again.
I was just gonna say, I feel like I was watching the season when they were in, was it Costa Rica or
same feuds?
Cabo. It was Cabo.
Bravo's got to start doing a little better when it comes to, like, we really don't want to see the same feuds carry out for 30 seasons.
Well, it's hard to do that when you bring the same cast back. So I get it, but overall, like seeing Jen and Marge, like they're saying
the same insults at each other.
Obviously, they're saying the same thing again. I mean,
Jennifer's always told her, "You wish you had a family like mine. Like you wish you had a family."
Jennifer like tells everybody that, and I'm like, Jennifer, Bill he's handsome. But you need to stop saying that. You think she would learn her lesson last year when she was moping around crying, acting as if she had a perfect life.
But what I like about Jen, though, is she don't back down. She says what she says. She means it. And you're not going to intimidate her into saying anything else. I know.
That's what she said tonight.
I know if I was one of them other girls, I would have popped her the minute she called me a fucking idiot or stupid or all that. When I'm leaving and she told me, don't let the door hit me on the way, bitch, I would have over there stomped on that foot.
Well, she knows they're not gonna pop her, so that's why she's she can do that on their cast.
Danielle would.
Oh, Danielle, I think I really feel like Danielle is the answer. Like I feel like that is somebody.
She's like a Teresa Jr. to me, almost.
Like and that maybe that's why I like her, because like Chase said, she does give pre Teresa energy.
Chase was spot on with that.
Yeah, that was actually very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next week is another episode 6, and it looks like it is the fundraiser softball. Is it kickball? What was it? Softball, kickball. The event that Dolores is having, and it looks like there's like going to be some issues between the Joe and Melissa. I mean, sorry, the Joe and Teresa thing with the kids and stuff. I didn't really catch what was happening in the preview, but it was kind of whatever. So hopefully it's not a. I mean, it may be fillerish, but they should be having a trip soon. No? Like they usually they don't do.
Hope so.
Do Jerseys have 2 trips like everybody else? Like close.
Let me see. Last season they went to where? The Nashville.
Last year they drove up to the Joe and.
So they did too. They did that in Nashville. No, didn't they do Nashville?
Yeah.
Teresa threw the drink on the table, flipped the table over on Marge.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, Nashville. That was the end. Yeah.
So there was 2.
I don't know where else they're going. I think they're going somewhere tropical this year. He said Robo. Yeah, so yeah, also in the trailer of next week, Frank was like crying or something like that, saying he misses Dolores. So that's gonna be draining to talk about, but we'll be here to talk about it. Very, very much so.
I'm gonna let you know now if next you ask me, you have anything to add there, I'm gonna say
they're gonna say, nah, baby. You gonna say get somebody else to do it. But yes, so that is all of our I think it's the shore again, but I know they're going to Ireland. Oh, Ireland. Okay. So they're going to the shore for the, I guess, earlier trip, and then they're going to Ireland. Okay.
Well, that Ireland is gonna be nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be real nice actually.
Mm-hmm.
What they gonna do? They're gonna say y'all. Anyway, thank y'all for watching tonight. Myself and Danny definitely enjoyed doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Make sure you guys like this video. I know y'all have seen Chase, Sammy, Antonio, even Harsh Reality, and everyone else in the chat. We saying to like this video. It is free $99. We ain't asking for no money. Just like the video and keep us afloat. Keep us in the algorithm. Keep us growing. Okay. So, thank you, Danny, and thank you guys for watching. And we will see you guys next week. Huh? Oh shit!
Oh no.
Child, look at me trying to get on up out of here, child.
I thought this was a pre-recorded show.
I did think it was. That's so crazy. I'm talking to the viewers, and it's definitely. I'm sober. I'm not drinking all month, so I'm completely sober. I'm just, I don't know. But I sent the link in the chat if we want to have any callers. My apologies. While we do get some callers in the queue, if we do, don't forget we have Real Housewives of Miami live tomorrow. It is live.
I'm excited for that.
I know they released the trailer for the it's 3 parts. I'm so sad about it. I was hoping it's going to be 2 parts only, but I mean Miami was good, so I think it'll be cool, right?
I know, and me, you, and Chase, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah. Oh, what about Jamie?
He's not gonna. He said he wasn't gonna make it.
No, he not today.
Oh, he's gonna make it tomorrow.
He moved, so he's setting up today. He'll be good for tomorrow.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought
that's what he said. If you don't want Jamie to do the show, just say
that.
Dang.
You see, I didn't throw shade when you asked. I really thought he was gonna be unpacking and stuff.
Okay, so we do have a caller in here, but like I said, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Don't forget Real Housewives of Miami reading part 1 is tomorrow. Also, don't forget to watch the SWV and Escape Queens of R&B. That was not a live show, but it was posted earlier. And dang, Potomac is over.
And if you're not watching that show, the Escape show, you're missing out. The Escape, it was really good.
I'm about to. I definitely gotta catch up and watch it. But let me just
recap and the one that come on Bravo.
Hey Lula, how are you? Welcome back. I remember you this time now. I remember. I was like, she ain't no new caller. You ain't new. How are you?
How are you guys?
Good, and you?
I'm good. Just hanging out here, but I had a couple of things to say about the Jersey Housewives and stuff. And I am liking this season. I am, because I feel like
you are.
I am, because I am ready to just kind of see where everything goes. Because if Teresa versus Melissa things keeps going, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am ready for some type of ending or something that kind of moves them along to the next chapter. Mm-hmm. Because the same thing over and over and over again, it's getting boring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's that. Marge, I can't stand that lady.
I call her Trout Mouth.
I used to like Marge.
I do too. I still like her a little bit. It's
hard to like her though.
I don't know.
Because I like a shit starter. You know what I mean? Give me a little something here, give me a little something there. Okay, fine. but it's like she picks and picks and picks at Jen, and then Jen explodes, you know? And I mean, what do you expect when somebody won't leave somebody alone? Like, I expect you to fight back if I can't, like, be nice to you or whatever, you know? When they were sitting at that table or whatever, I was like, oh my God, Jen is about to go off. And what did she do? She went off.
But I will say this. At that table, although, yes, Jen did have the conversation with Melissa.
Yep.
Marge definitely started the whole thing. She came in ready to confront. The moment she found out that from Melissa, she was ready to talk to.
But she's always ready to confront Jen about something.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yes.
Then I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that Marge has something on Melissa?
You know, I don't think so. I just think that Melissa don't have many friends and Marge don't either. They just bonded. Like they don't have, and they have a mutual enemy, you know, somebody they dislike in Teresa. I think they share that in common more than anything. I really don't even think they have a good friendship.
Okay, so this is what I peeped. When they were at Jen Fessler's house and they were in the kitchen and they had that conversation about how Jen said Marge was trying to take her away from her husband or whatever. Just when they're ready to go to the next person that's coming up, did you see Melissa's face? Like, you know that, like, Melissa knows that, you know, Marge is talking and is talking to her friend and is really telling everything that she knows about Melissa to that friend that she no longer gets along with. So when Melissa brought that up, she just brought it up to bring it up. But then the answer that Marge gave, she was not okay with. When the camera cut off, I said, wait, rewind. What happened?
I don't know. But you know, they haven't been friends like forever though. You know what I mean?
Like,
so
I'm a people watcher. Like, I watch
body language and stuff.
And stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, even if I just meet you right now, like, I'm not gonna you know, be your friend or whatever. But like, I just like to take my time and see how people move. You know what I mean? So like, I just watch people's body languages, and when right before they cut off, Melissa's kind of like has this face or whatever. So there's that. I love Danielle.
Yes.
Rachel, I am so with you guys. I want to like Rachel, but there's something I just don't like about Rachel.
Something there.
You know what? To be honest with you, to be in Jersey, she reminds me of a Valley girl. Like,
you know what it is for me is that,
and I don't like that. She seems fake.
Danielle came in. Yes, Danielle came in being authentic, and it's like the other girls. You could tell they're fans of the show, and they already came in ready. Whereas Danielle's coming in being authentic, and you know.
Oh yeah. And then the last thing is like Jen Fessler. I don't understand why people like her so much. I don't hate her. I don't like her. It's whatever. But it's like people are making her seem like, I don't know, like Nene coming back or something. Jen Fessler. Like, who the hell is Jen Fessler?
I'm sick of hearing that name.
I want to know what it is.
I do like that you have to say her full name. I do like that. And I think she has personality. However, she just, at this moment, she's so stuck under Marge's ass. Which I noticed her friend. It's just like, we know that's your friend. You don't have to I would like her to mix and mingle, but it seems like she is.
Which is what Danielle's doing. Danielle is Teresa.
Correct.
Danielle is still like, everybody.
Exactly. And that's why it's like she's clearly in Marge's shadow.
I like, what's it called? What's that the girl name? Rachel, is it?
Oh,
Rachel? Yeah.
Her grandma is funny. Like, I got a laugh out of her grandma. She's so hilarious. As for Teresa, I felt so bad. I lost my dad about a year ago, and I just lost my grandma this January. And when she had that thing written on her veil, like, that had me choked up really. Like, I was so sad because I felt like when I got married, I didn't have my mom. And so I got a dress that mimicked my mom's wedding dress, you know, to kind of, you know, feel like, you know, I was hoping that it would give me some type of feeling that she was there. And I did feel it. But I was so sad for her for what it said. Always together, and her brother's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that sucks. I guess always not
The
together.
saddest thing about their storyline is the parents. I feel like because they're no longer here, and this is like it's crazy that they're in this place, but they're not here. Because I think if they were here, well, then again, I don't know. Because Joe,
I don't know, because Joe did.
I would say Joe. I don't know. It may be in the same spot. To be honest, Joe is a beast. So
yeah, well, it would have been worse because Joe would have said Teresa was turning his parents against him. Because they would have took her side because Joe did a lot of nasty stuff to his parents. So,
but they already kind of did before they died. Like the father was always on Teresa's side. You know, sometimes dads are always on the daughter's side, so maybe that could be it too. But at the same time, I feel like no matter how bad I'm fighting my sibling, like I'm gonna be at your wedding, I'm gonna do everything for you. But once your honeymoon is over and you're back to real life, we're still beefing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain things you don't do, like deaths and funerals and weddings and stuff. I feel like that everybody gets a pass for that. Beyond that, then okay, fine, you know?
I agree too.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm glad to talk to you guys.
Thank you.
Do you watch Miami?
I do want to give a comment too. You called in Monday. And I saw you, so you spoke, and then someone else spoke after you. We're not going to talk about it. However, I hope you didn't feel any kind of way. I did make a comment about them referencing you, because what I don't like on here is anyone addressing anybody. I don't like us to address individuals, and I don't like callers.
He didn't see me.
Well, listen.
So whatever.
Let's know that I appreciate your opinion. You calling in. Yeah, it was a lot, but yeah. So
yeah, we appreciate
it. It's trying to exterminate us.
Yes.
And if you watch Miami,
while you here,
if you watch Miami, tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. All right, thank you, Lulu.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you both. And it was all good. He said what he said, and everybody got their own opinions. I ain't going nowhere, and. This ain't going nowhere.
I don't think any of the
black is black is beautiful. We're all one. I don't think them, but it's okay. You guys have
all right, Lula. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Lula.
All right, thank you, Lula. We don't have any other callers, so we're gonna go ahead and lean out officially this time. Again, I'm gonna say it again. Thank you, Danny, and thank you to everybody that watched tonight. Taylor, Kevin, Chase, Lula for calling in. Jeremy Speaks TV. What's going on, Jeremy? Harsh Reality got up out of here because we were supposed to end it earlier, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. Reality Beast, Robo's Adventures, Antonio, Sammy, Demisio, Ken, everybody that watched, thank you for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow for Miami if you're going to watch it. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week, okay? Like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye, y'all.